Welcome everyone. This is Michael. We're going to get started in about, looks like about 9-10 minutes. You guys are very early. I appreciate that. And I just wanted to let you know, if you want a little bit of a head start, you can go to joingengen.com. That's joingengen.com. And that is Join the Generosity Generation. I will actually be posting the notes from this presentation in there, along with a couple of helpful worksheets that I use to set goals and that we use to set goals internally. And actually allowed me to go from 37 transactions my first year to 87 my second, and then 187 in just my third year of real estate. And those are the exact goal sheets that I used. And I'm going to tell you about two of the biggest lessons that I have ever gotten. One of these literally changed my life, and I cannot wait to give you that advice that changed my life. So maybe it'll change your life. We'll get started in about 10 minutes. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being early. We love early people. We'll get started in just a second. I'm going to go on mute, and we'll get started in about 10 minutes. Thank you for being on and logging on. In the meantime, you might want to check out joingengen.com, join the group, and kind of familiarize yourself with what I believe are the greatest people in the world. Thank you everybody for coming in. It is about 5 till. We'll be getting started in just about 5 minutes. Thank you for being early. I want to also thank First Class Real Estate for putting this on and inviting everybody to this. I will tell you that this is one of my favorite presentations. This is one of the, I call it the greatest of all lessons, which stands for GOAL, G-O-A-L, greatest of all lessons. Because one of the lessons that I'm going to teach today literally blew my mind and totally tweaked the way that I thought about goal setting for my entire life. And I was lucky enough to learn this 20 years ago. So hang on tight. We're going to get started in just 5 minutes. Check out Join Gen. In the meantime, that's JOINGENGEN. And would love to have you as a member of the Generosity Generation. Also, I will be posting the notes from today's session, and I will also be posting a couple of goal setting worksheets in the Generosity Generation group. So you can go there to get a couple of really cool downloads in that Generosity Generation group, which is at joingengen.com, which is next to my name on your screen. So joingengen.com. When you get a second, look around, check it out, and we'll get started here in 5 minutes. Thank you for being here. I love early people. Like in real estate, you can stand out really easy just by being the early one. So thanks for being here. We'll get started in just a minute. Welcome, 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 everybody. You guys are early. You guys are on time. I really, really appreciate it. That is fantastic news. I appreciate that very much. And we're going to get started in just 1 minute. We'll just get everybody on. You are in Smarter Goals with Michael J. Maher. I'm going to talk about how to go from goal setter to goal getter. And I cannot wait to share the information in here. One of the little secrets that I'm going to share with you changed my life. And I will tell you that I'm very, very excited about it. So we'll bring on Ryan from First Class Real Estate. He will be on in just 1 second.
I'm here.
You are on.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yep. Well, actually, we hear you fine. Will you be ready to go in like 30 seconds? You get to go on your end?
Yeah, I'm just teeing you up. I mean, not that you need an introduction, but I'm just support and roll. If you need me to go get you a glass of water or something like that, that's what I'm here for.
I'm telling you, you know what, the big thing here is, like, without you, this wouldn't have happened. So I love it. I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing it for so many people, and your growth is amazing. And I got to make sure I record, and I'll start recording here in 1 minute and we'll get started. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's awesome. I really appreciate you doing this. You're always giving and doing, and I like it that you're even wanting to say, hey, don't even give me the money, give it to a charity, and just giving back. I mean, just being who you are, man. I love it. I love it.
It's all good. And I'll tell you, I really appreciate it. And I know the charities that you're helping with it really appreciate it. And 2020 was a tough year on charities. So it'll be good for them. Hopefully they get a chance to catch up a little bit this year. So all good. So we'll get started in just 1 minute. Everybody, thank you for pouring in. I appreciate your being here, and we're going to get started in just 1 minute. And you're in the right place. If you're wanting to learn about smarter goals, how to go from goal setting to goal getting. And we want to get our goals. We want to achieve our goals. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Thank you, everybody.
Are you able to see how many people are on? I don't see it on.
Yep. Yep.
Man, I tell you, we've done this before, and we have never had the amount of people coming on registration that we have for you right now. So it was a lot.
Well, that's awesome. I wish we could have helped on our end. We really didn't know who to send to or anything like that. You guys have done a great job getting it out to the agents in your area. And I've had several, Facebook messages and things like that for people anticipating and asking, kind of like, oh crap, I might not be able to make it. What can I do? And that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. So we can record, and it's set up naturally. We normally do this once a month with somebody that can bring some value to everybody. And this one, we just, doing generosity. The least we can do is make it a generosity thing to open it up to others. And, if they get feedback like, hey, we like that, obviously we can do it for anybody that's out there. We want to help everybody.
And that's why you've grown so fast, which we'll go into in just a second. So I love it. All right. Are you ready to rock and roll? I want to make sure I start on time. Literally, Ryan, we had people on almost 20 minutes early.
Oh, wow.
So they were ready to rock and roll early. I want to be respectful to them and make sure that we start right on time so that we can end on time. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right. I'm going to hit record in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, this is Michael J. Maher of Refer Co., best-selling author of 7L, The 7 Levels of Communication, and another book called The Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents that I co-authored with my friend Hal Elrod. And today we are here to talk to you about smarter goals, how to go from goal setter to goal getter. What does it actually take to achieve goals, to actually get things done, to actually get what you want in life? And we have to send out a huge, huge hug of appreciation to Ryan Finch and First Class Real Estate for hosting us, for putting this on. If you are not familiar with Ryan's model, it will blow you away. One of the things that they do is they add massive value. They give massive value first, and people are noticing. They have gone from 11 franchises a year ago to over 40 franchises already in 1 year. They've gone from 11 to 40, and they have gone from 200 agents to get this, over 600 agents in 1 year. They have tripled the number of agents in their franchises in 1 year. That's incredible accomplishment. Ryan, thank you so much for having me. It is amazing to have this opportunity. Thank you so much for giving so much value to the agents in your marketplace. I love it.
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for the intro.
So let me ask you this. Is there something that you wanted to say before we jump right in, or do you want me to just jump right into the training and take it from there?
Yeah, no, I think they're here for you. So let's just jump right in. There's nothing I'm going to say that's as valuable as what you're going to say.
Wow. Like, that's awesome. So we're going to go right to it. I'm going to share my screen, everybody, and give a couple of warnings. That's always fun, right? And I'll make sure that I show up on the side of our sheet here. But the first thing that I want to just say is that I am going to say some things that only Michael Maher will vouch for. Like, this is I'm just letting you know that I am going to say things that are counter to what traditionalists say. I am going to say things, I'm probably going to change the way that you look at goals forever. And I just want you to know that viewer discretion is advised. I'm not going to cuss. I don't do that. But I am going to maybe shift your thinking with a couple of things that we do. So I'm just letting you know that what I say represents me and Referco, not necessarily Ryan Finch and First Class Real Estate. So that's my cautionary tale. That's my warning. Viewer discretion is advised. So what are we going to cover during this session? It's smarter goals. And what we want to do is we want to go from goal setting to goal getting. And for those of you that aren't familiar with me, my name is Michael J. Maher. I'm the CEO of Referco. We are the world's foremost authority in business referrals. We help everybody from the solopreneur, somebody that is a startup, just one person working, all the way up to Fortune 500 companies that I consult, like Chick-fil-A, Krispy Kreme, PepsiCo, Taco Bell, that kind of thing. And it's one of those where you can check out more about us at referco.com. I was known as North America's most referred real estate professional, or America's most referred realtor, for many years, thanks to Howard Brinton. If you're not familiar with him, maybe check him out, Google him on the internet. Very powerful guy, one of my mentors. Best-selling author of a couple of books, The 7 Levels of Communication, which you can check out at thebookonreferrals.com. Or you can also check out the Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents at miraclemorningagent.com, a book that I co-authored with a guy named Hal Elrod. I'm the leader, father and founder of something called the Generosity Generation. And my first invitation to you is join us. Join the Generosity Generation. The Generosity Generation is made up of a group of business owners who are building their businesses based on love, generosity, and appreciation. But trust me, this is not fluff and stuff. This is not fluff and BS, right? BS is short for bad stuff, of course. This is not fluff and bad stuff. This is literally being more productive, getting more leads, getting more business, getting more referrals, getting more money, earning more money based on referrals and relationships and repeat clients. And that is what we call the Generosity Generation. We'd love to have you join gengen.com. And when you join GenGen today, I am going to be sharing 2 goal setting worksheets and the notes from this presentation in that group. So guess what? You can go there and get those free downloads at that location. Also, I'm the host of Referrals Podcast. I truly believe we're in top 100 podcasts in the nation right now in marketing. We're trending in the Netherlands and Singapore and many other places. Referrals Podcast, your goal maybe for this year is to become a guest on Referrals Podcast. How do you become a guest on Referrals Podcast? You earn referrals. It's that easy. And then we'll tell your story, right? And then check out eventmastery.com. All right. So once again, Referrals Podcast, you can check it out at referralspodcast.com. You can subscribe at iTunes. Please rate us. Please review it, share it. Real quick in the chat, are you a subscriber or have you listened to an episode of Referrals Podcast? If not, just say no. If yes, then say yes, right? All right, so we have a half, looks like half yeses, half no. So I'm glad I said something. I almost didn't include the podcast stuff in the presentation because I'm like, you know, my team assumes that everybody in real estate is listening and watching Referrals Podcast. So I'm glad I said something. So thank you, by the way, all of you. And just here's another thing about chat. Ready? Listen, all of you. Man, great turnout today. By the way, hundreds of you out here. I appreciate you. Here's the thing. Right now, you have your settings for the chat as all panelists. There is a setting that you can either chat with all panelists, and right now, me and Ryan are the only panelists, or you can actually send this out to everyone. There is a setting on your chat. You go to the down arrow, and it says all panelists and attendees. So this goes out to everyone. Now, if you're going to badmouth me, if you're going to tell me that my hair doesn't look great or whatever, do that as a panelist. But if you're going to say I'm great or this is great stuff, please have that go out to all panelists and attendees. So I just want you to know. So I'm going to do a test right now for all of you. For all panelists and attendees, I want you to put your name, your profession, and your location in the chat window. Name, profession, location, but you got to change it to all panelists and attendees first. So Laura McGuire, real estate agent out of Virginia Beach, is the first one in, and she did it right. She sent it out to all panelists and attendees. We've got Tampa Bay, we've got Virginia Beach, we've got Ormond Beach, right? We got Kingsland, Georgia. We got Ocala, Florida. We've got Phoenix, Arizona. We got Kansas City, Missouri. I saw one of those real quick. Oh my gosh, look at this. We Georgia, Missouri, Virginia. Great group here. Awesome. And you guys are doing it to the correct amount of people, all panels and attendees. All right. Now, today, I'm going to share with you some of the lessons. I'm going to tell you the truth about goals. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about how do we make smarter goals, goal setting versus goal getting. And I am going to share with you the greatest of all lessons. And that is one of the lessons I learned about goal setting that allowed me to achieve goals like never before. I was setting goals wrong for 20 years of my life. And then I had a mentor who gave me a tweak on goals that has allowed me to achieve so many things in my life. It's not even funny. So good stuff. All right. So whatever you call them, right? You've got wishes, you've got a vision, you've got objectives you want to achieve, you've got aim, intentions, resolutions, hopes, ideas. You know, some people call what they want to achieve bucket list, dreams, you know, aim, their aim is so on and so forth. And basically it's what you want. You know, how do you get everything you want in life? You know, Zig Ziglar would say you can have everything you want in life if you'll help enough others get what they want in life. Zig was one of my three mentors, my father, Howard Brinton, and Zig Ziglar. And today we're going to talk about the greatest of all lessons. I'm going to actually give you what I consider the smartest business goal of all. And then at the end, we're going to have enough time for a little bit of jam session. And a jam session is just ask Michael, and you can ask me anything. I'm here to help until the end of the session, which is 1 hour from the beginning. So now, words of wisdom. Henry David Thoreau is one of the greatest thought leaders of all time. You're going to hear his name quite a bit through here because of what he achieved. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to lead a life which they have imagined, they will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. And I have to tell you, that has been my experience with a lot of this goal setting. And it is that, you know, in many cases, I think I've set my goals too low, even though I thought they were aggressive at the time. And then if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Set big goals, have big dreams, have big wishes, have great intentions. Now put the foundations under them. Put the steps in place to the castle that you have in the air. You can't just leave your castle in the air and they're always in the air and you can never achieve it. Nobody else can go to it. You can't get to it. We need to put the foundations under them. We need to put the concrete steps to the castle. It's not what you look at that matters. Oh my gosh, is this just a huge statement in today's world? It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. And here's the other thing that this quote may hit some of us hard, and that is the mass of men and women lead lives of quiet desperation. I mean, that's a wow. And what that really says is, like, it's so easy to be average. It's so easy to be average. I think overcoming poverty, like I did, is easier than overcoming average. You see, average just pays the bills. Average makes it month to month. I think it's really hard to overcome average, to be the achiever, to accomplish something really special. Accomplishing average is not really special. It's not. The reason I think it's easier to overcome poverty or adversity is because you have it tuned in your head. Your mindset is one of overcoming and achieving. If you've been average, then everybody's been treating you. Actually, they haven't been treating you at all. They've probably been ignoring you because it's been easy for them to ignore you because you're average. You know who gets the attention in the world? The ones who really struggle, right? I mean, look at it. You look at a football team, what do they say? Work on the weakness, right? Or who else gets it? The super achievers, the stars of the team, right? So it's the GOAT or the GOAT, the greatest of all time, or the GOAT versus the hero. And it's one of those where, should we work on our strengths or should we work on our weaknesses? And I'm telling you right now, we don't work on our average. And the thing that we need to do is we need to never be satisfied with average again. Don't write an average book when it comes to writing your life story. Don't do it. This is a chance. This year is a chance. 2021 is a chance like no other to have your best year ever. And it'll be your best year yet if you will get focused. Be focused. Set big goals. Now, I'm going to come back to that. So an idea is just a dream until you write it down. Then it's a goal, right? We all have these ideas. Here's the thing. We need to turn our ideas into goals. How do we do that? I'm going to go right to the content. Let me ask you this. Are there any questions in the chat window? Any questions before I get started? Any questions on anything that I've covered so far? Kind of the objectives, where we're going with this, that kind of thing. It looks like we don't have any questions, which is good. Somebody did have okay. Sharice Carlos said, "Hi, Michael. It is so awesome to have you here. Thank you for sharing your time and wisdom with us. Big thanks to Ryan too." Oh my gosh, that's the best question ever, right? Because there's no question there. It's just a big thank you. It's so easy to answer those questions. I just want you to know that makes me really, really happy. All right, I'm going to jump right into it now. Go from goal setting to goal getting. Rule number one. This is a very important rule. We tend to overestimate what we can get done in a short amount of time, and we tend to underestimate what we can get done in a longer period of time. Isn't that the truth? You know, I mean, look at how we look at 5 minutes versus an hour. Like, isn't it amazing what we think we can get done in 5 minutes? You know, I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'll be on in 5 minutes. And then you look down at the clock and it's like 20 minutes later. You know, 5 minutes, nothing gets done in 5 minutes. I'm just telling you, it's very rarely. And versus an hour, right? If we have an hour to do something, when does it really get done? It really gets done like at 55 minutes, right? later. So we get it done the last 5 minutes. The other thing is, like, we always overestimate what we can get done in an hour. Where I see that a lot is with time blocking. You know, people are like, I'm going to do 20 calls in an hour. 20 calls an hour. Well, that sounds reasonable. And then they get on the phone and they realize their capacity for conversation is like 2 or 3 in an hour. And you think I'm kidding. I've been doing this a long, long time. If you're really having good conversations, they're going to be 5 to 10 minutes long, and some might be a little bit longer. Now, I will tell you that Ryan Finch is a great story here. Is we were trying to get this scheduled. So his people were talking to my people, and that's how it works. It's cool to have people, except in my case, I think Ryan's people work for him. In my case, I think I work for my people. But that's a whole nother thought for another day, because my wife is one of those people. But here's the thing: is like it was getting back and forth. When are we going to do it? Trying to get it scheduled was, and it's hard. Everybody's busy. So here's what's funny. I called Ryan and said, hey, give me a call. He called me. Like literally 7 minutes later, we had it scheduled. 7 minutes. Like we had a quick conversation. Okay, got it. Good. That worked. Yep. No, sounds good. That's good reason. Oh, that sounds like a great reason. Right? Boom. Done. So and I will tell you the biggest one that you're going to see is, like, we always underestimate what we can get done, like, in a year, right? And we always overestimate what we can get done in a month or whatever it may be. And I'm telling you right now, is the key to this is that we need to focus on the bottom line, right? Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. If you plan for something to take a year, ladies and gentlemen, it will take a year. That's the problem with most people in real estate. They set their goal for 36 transactions, and then it's like October and they have 12. And then they're like, oh crap, I got to figure out a way to get 24 transactions the last 2 months, which isn't going to happen, by the way. So here's the thing. A big thing about Parkinson's law is just, what can be done tomorrow will be done tomorrow. Well, there's always tomorrow. Like if I say today, well, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow I say, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, this is a really, really big lesson, is embrace a do it now attitude. I literally have a do it now band. If you've read 7L, you're familiar with do it now. But I have a do it now band on my wrist, and I go, do it now, 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 now do it every single day. And I will tell you that I'll have something, I'm tired, it's like, the trash needs to go out. And I just think, well, I'll do it later. This little voice, and it's my voice, in my head goes, do it now. I'm going to tell you that throughout my career in real estate, it's been like this: 6 o'clock in the evening, I'm really tired. I've been going all day. I'm driving home and I'm thinking, I need to put the sign out in front of the seller's yard. This little voice goes, do it now. Right? So I drive by the house. I put the sign in. The neighbors come out of the yard, or come out of this. Hey, what's going on there? It's like, oh, you know what? We signed up to sell your neighbor's house. You're going to have new neighbors. And they're like, oh, wow, very cool. We've actually been thinking about selling too. What? Right? Now, that's a true story. Here's another true story. 6 o'clock at night, tired, don't want to put a sign out. Do it now. 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 Right? Do it now. And then what happens? I go, I put the sign in the yard. I don't even get home. I get a phone call and somebody's like, hey, we're out in front of the house. We're looking and we want to know more about this house. And guess what? They're not represented by an agent. So guess what? Unrepresented by an agent, we make it happen, right? And guess what? We get double-sided commission. That's another true story, right? Unrepresented buyer. Here's the thing. The thing of, here's another one. You know what? I really don't want to call that builder back on this deal. What's the voice say in my head? Do it now. Do it now. So I call the builder back, and the builder's actually freaking nice. First time ever. The builder's nice and tells me that they're ahead of schedule, and it looks like we're going to close a week ahead of time. What? Like the next day, he might have been angry. Do it now. And the other part of this is sometimes it takes having just enough time to get something done. You know, isn't that the truth? Like, set deadlines. One of the things that I've discovered with ReferCo and my clients with ReferCo and my team at ReferCo is like, so we just had this meeting, right? We had a meeting, one of our teammates, and it's like, one of the things that needs to be done is X, right? So we're talking about X, and X is a pretty big project. So here's the thing. Here, what's so funny is talk. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. Yep. Sounds like you're really excited about that. Okay. By when? By when? Everybody write that in your notes. By when? So, right. It's something that needs to be done by when? When is it going to be done? When will you have that? So you call your clients, and they need to sign a piece of paper. Hey, listen, I need you to sign this, right? I need you. Oh, well, I'll sign it. I'm telling you, you send that to them, you'll be hounding them. You'll find, but here's what you say. I need this signed either as soon as possible, right? Or now, or if you don't like to go down the whole, cause a fire every time you talk thing, you can say, I need this by 4 o'clock today. I need this by 4 o'clock today. And guess what happens? They will call you by 4 o'clock today. Here's another example. I know, this is rule number 1, and we're expanding on this stuff. But here's another example is I'm going to call you. By when? Right? When do we need to talk? By when? I'm going to, you know what? Friday at 5. Here's another example. We're connecting. Let's say Ryan and I are talking. And Ryan says, yeah, you know what? I'll totally connect you to my financial planner. And I go, okay, great. What's your financial planner's name? I write down the name, that kind of thing. And then he says, yeah, I'll connect you. By when? Right? Here's the thing. Ryan, can you do me a favor? Can you contact your financial planner and let her know that I am going to be reaching out to her before 4 o'clock today? So you contact her sometime between now and 4, and then I will call her at 4. Does that sound okay to you? Yeah, it sounds great. Let's do it.
I love that. I really love that. I wrote that down. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Go ahead. I love it.
All good. All good. I want the engagement. Here's the thing. If somebody as successful as Ryan Finch thinks it's a good idea, it's probably a freaking good idea. So it's one of those where, that's what I hope. That's what I hope. Like, I hope that I give these ideas. I hope that I give these strategies that are so good that Tony Robbins is telling me it's a great idea, right? That really, successful people are saying, you know what? That's a nice tweak on something I already do. But I have to tell you, it's one of those where these are little things that go a big, big, long way. Yeah. Here's the other thing. And this is so me, and this is so realtor. Like, another way to go from goal setting to goal getting is rule number 2. Everything takes longer to do than we expect. Everything. I will tell you that when I moved to Atlanta, like, I thought I knew traffic in Kansas City. Oh, Atlanta puts Kansas City to shame when it comes to traffic. So what I did is, whatever the GPS said, I always planned twice, right? So if the GPS said it would take 30 minutes, I would plan an hour for drive time. Now, I didn't figure that out until like 2 or 3 weeks in. And I was always late. I was always sweating. I was always like all over the place. And then I was just like, I'm just going to plan for twice the time. I was showing up 5 minutes early. I was showing up 10 minutes early. And guess what? I'd rather be 5 to 10 minutes early than late. So that worked. Everything takes longer to do than we expect. So we need to plan around that. There is actually a Hofstadter's law. Hofstadter is the name. It will always take longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's law. which says, you know, you could plan an hour, but it'll actually take an hour and 10 minutes, even if you think that you're over expectation. The bottom line here, first of all, we're going to get less done in a day than we can ever possibly plan for. So we really need to be good at making sure our priorities are done on a daily basis. And I would even say done first. So block off twice as much time as you expect. If you're going to do 10 phone calls, like my first and 10 in 7L, like we don't block off 30 minutes for first and 10. The first and 10 is 1 hour. First and 10 is first thing in the morning. We do 10 calls. We still do that. We still do that at Referco. It's a big part of what we do, right? First thing in the morning, we do 10 calls. It takes an hour to do 10 calls. You might think we're the slowest, most, handicapped bunch in the world, but I'm telling you right now that it takes an hour to make 10 calls and follow up properly. So block off twice as much time as you expect. The thing about it is, that can lead to a lot of frustration if we're doing our time block and at the end of the day, it just didn't go like it thought. Well, guess what? Maybe we need some white space in there because everything always takes longer than you expect. So you may want to write that down. Plan for white space in your schedule. Plan for open time. Literally, I know that sounds almost like it's like an oxymoron, right? We have planned off time? Yeah, it's called white space. All right. Rule number 3, last rule of kind of the 3 is go from goal setting to goal getting by remembering goals are great for the why, which we're going to talk a lot about, the when, the how, but I'm telling you, what has accelerated my growth in life more than anything? It has not been my why. All these books about why, right? It has not been the when and the setting deadlines and the do it now, things like that, right? It's not the how, right? Learning how to do something. It is a who. A who is the great accelerator. You might want to write that down. A who is the great accelerator. A who can take you from 0 to 10, 0 to the next level faster than anything else. The bottom line is remember the who. Who will help you? Who will hold you accountable? Who has similar goals and aspirations as you? Who has been there and done that? Who is doing what? And can we observe, shadow them, and see what they do? I remember driving all over the country and flying all over the country, shadowing these agents who were doing a little bit more business than me. And I took copious notes. I would take 20. I just did this weekend for football. I also coach football and I also coach baseball. Well, there was a virtual clinic in Michigan. Well, guess what? I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, but it's virtual. So I could actually go to the Michigan High School Football Coaches Athletic Association clinic, which was awesome. I took 20 pages of notes and I know quite a bit about football. So here's the thing. Look for achievers. Look for the successful in your area or your profession. Mentors, coaches, assistants can help you. Affiliates, write that down. I'm telling you that one of the best things that happened to my business was partnering with the right affiliates in my area, the right warranty company, the right title company, the right lender. Because here's the thing, they had the exact same goal I did. More transactions for Michael. The more transactions for Michael, the more warranties they get, the more title work they do, and the more loans they get to do. They have the same goals you do. Find the best of the best in the business in your area and partner with them. Parents, are your parents involved, right? They might be able to help you. Spouse, hopefully will be able to help you, maybe, right? The missing ingredient in many cases is probably a who. It's a who. So who will help you? Who will help you achieve your goal? Right? So let's stop a share real quick and let's do chat. Like, what's your biggest aha so far? Right? Why does that expand to? Here we go. What has been your biggest aha so far? Whoa, you guys are typing so fast. I love it. All right, I'm going to scan up. By the way, some of you said you already signed up for Referrals Podcast. Thank you. All right. I have it. What do you have laminated in your office, Joy? Do it now. I love that. You have to be proactive all the time. The who, as simple as it is to do it now. Do it now, in my opinion, is the ultimate productivity affirmation. The ultimate productivity affirmation is do it now. You can reprogram your brain from procrastinator to doer simply by saying on a daily basis, do it now. You want to know how I know that? I transform myself. Do it now. Consistency works. I love it. Do it now. A lot of do it now action. That's good. Planning white space into my schedule. I need to do that. Okay, Krista, I like it. Melissa says do it now. Yep. I mean, it is simple. Who is doing what I want to be doing? That's a great question to answer for yourself. Stop thinking about the best time to do something and just do it. Thanks, Charles. Cherie says buy when, both for myself. There's a great Nike motto called just do it. Thank you, Lisa. But the thing is just do it is like just run the race, or it is like win, right? I mean, they're still missing the most important word out of the whole phrase. What is the most important phrase of do it now? Part is it's the now, like do it now, right? Do it now. All right. Parkinson's law, shorten meetings so we can get it. Yeah, that is the truth. So Ryan, this is Ryan's, right? And it's one of those where it's like, I'm telling you, my coaching sessions, I coach, I consult are 30 minutes, because here's what research shows. If you have a 1 hour coaching call, 32 minutes is actually stuff and the rest is fluff. 28 minutes of, well, how's your family? How you doing? Or, how's it going? Or how you feeling? The color yellow really makes me feel sad. Like, what? Like, what are we talking about here? Let's cut it down. 30 minutes. Let's go, right? My 30-minute calls, I'll take the productivity of my 30-minute call over anything anybody else says, right? All right, we're going to keep going. Change of view here. There we go. All right, I'm going to keep going. So what do? We set SMART goals. Some of you probably heard of this. So we've got goal setting. You want your goals to be specific, measurable, not miserable, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So we want our goals to be specific. What exactly do you want to do? What are you going to what are you going to do? Like, what is specifically your goal? Is it measurable? Has it been measured? And I'm telling you right now, what gets measured gets treasured. So whatever you are tracking, whatever, like measuring, like what are you measuring in your life right now? I can tell you what's important in your life by, are you measuring it? If you're measuring how many practices your son is having in baseball, baseball's probably pretty important in your family. What are you measuring? What numbers have you taken down today? Are you weighing yourself? Then I'm saying that probably weight is a big focus for you. What gets measured gets treasured. And if you want to treasure something, measure it. Attainable. Is it attainable? Is it something that you can achieve? And then relevant. Is it relevant to your life? You probably wouldn't be setting a goal about it if it wasn't, but there are things that you can set goals for that aren't necessarily relevant. Time bound. Got to have a deadline. Got to have a deadline. So let me ask you guys this. Which of these is smart and which is not smart? And just so you know, these are all things I've heard in my coaching sessions. I want to play more golf next year. Is that a goal? Is that a smart goal? Okay. I want to play more. Literally, that is a goal that I heard from a coaching client. And like, okay, but here's the thing. Like, how are you going to know if you are going to play more golf this year or next year if you don't know how much you played last year? So I want to play 50 rounds of golf next year. Is that a SMART goal? That's a SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable. That's once a week, just for the record. Is it relevant? It is to this hobby. And T, is it time bound? Yes, it's time bound. I wish I had more money. Ryan and I hear that all the time, right? Everybody wants to have more money. Okay. Well, you know, how do we change it from a wish or a dream to a goal? It's otherwise just an idea. 2, I will earn 100,000 in 2016. And just so you know, that was actually a very specific goal of someone that was a coaching client. Well, guess what? That's a very SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and it's time bound, right? It's a good start. SMART is a good start. You may want to write that down. SMART is a good start, but I think we can do better. This is smarter goal setting. Smarter goal setting is we're going to add an E and an R. The E is let's get emotions involved. What is exciting about this goal? Like, for instance, with the 100,000 in a year, like, okay, like 100,000, what's exciting about 100 grand? Like, what's cool about that? And it's like, what is it? Well, I've never earned 100,000 before. It'll be awesome. Like 100 grand, like that's more than my parents made together their life every year, right? 100,000, that puts me just in a different frame of mind than 99,000 or 90,000. Okay, that's exciting. That's awesome. Be a 6-figure earner, baby. Let's go, right? And then rewarding. This is something that I truly believe is missing from a lot of people's goal setting. How are you going to reward yourself? Now, in some cases, companies do awards, like for $100,000 in earnings, you earn the 100% award or the 6-figure award or whatever it is. That can be it. The reward is walking across stage in front of these peers and like you got your 6-figure award. That's good. But I'm telling you, you need to have a concrete reward for your goal. What is the reward? How are you going to reward yourself when you get it? For me, I remember early, it was a Porsche Boxster that I really wanted. I love Porsche cars. I love Ferraris. I love all kinds of cars. But here's the thing is I wanted a Porsche Boxster that was silver with a navy blue top. Very specific. That's very specific. I had a picture of it on my master bathroom mirror all year. And once I got to a certain earnings, I was going to buy that car. And you know what? By October of that year, I could buy that car. And then finding that car took me 2 months. So I didn't buy it until December. But the thing about it is having the reward. What is the goal going to get me above and beyond my current life? And set your goals as smarter goals. Go from smart to smarter. So here's a smarter goal for the 2 people that I am mentioning. These are actually the same person, but they work in this case. So I want to play 50 rounds of golf next year because I love the outdoors, and I know exercise was a big part of this too. And my golf score will improve, which helps me enjoy golf even more, right? The more you play, the better you play, hopefully, when it comes to golf. Now, which is kind of it's counterintuitive because actually the less shots you take, the better your score. So think about that for a second. But anyway, I will earn 100,000 in 2016 because my family deserves a new car. Ours is on its last leg. And when I hit 50,000, we will get the new car. New to us, this is so funny, like how specific he got. New to us, not brand new, 3 years old, low miles. And here's the thing is I was like, no, I want you to be even more specific. Like, what is the car that you are going to buy? And what is amazing is they chose a Mercedes GL 450, which you might think, oh my gosh, that's outlandish. That's a really expensive car. Guess what? They got it. They got the SUV. He got the SUV for his family. And you know what? You look pretty good pulling up the golf course in a black Mercedes GL 450. So good stuff. All right. Now, questions on that so far with the, we're coming up to the 15-minute mark. and I have just really 1.5 more points to make. So chat window, questions, or you can use the Q&A. 2 and 4, yeah, 2 and 4 are SMART goals. Yep, there you go. Screenshot. The Who is the Great Accelerator, right? Who Not How by Dan Soul. Okay. Never settle for average again. I love it. Now, okay. Okay. All right. So questions. Can you explain the 10 calls you mentioned making first thing in the morning? So the night before, I have a pre-leave ritual. So before I leave the office at 6 o'clock, I make myself a list of the 10 people I have to call the next day to get things done. And they can be anybody from a builder or a builder's rep or an agent or a client, or it could be somebody that just popped into my head that, you know what, we just took this listing in Southampton. They live in Southampton. I'm going to give them a call and just say, hey, listen, we took a listing in Southampton. I thought of you. I can't think of Southampton without thinking of you. How are you doing? So they can really be anything. But if you will start your day with 10 calls, you've started your day on the right foot. That's what I've discovered. So good. I like it. All right. We're going to keep going. Man, can you believe we're in the home stretch already? Time flies when you're having fun. This is the lesson. This is the lesson. I told you earlier that I was going to share with you the lesson that I learned that changed how I thought about goal setting and achievement my entire life. Here's the difference. So I was going to have all of you put a goal in the chat window, right? But we don't necessarily have time to go over it yet. And I didn't want you to be wrong, right? Here's the thing. Most people, when they set goals, set results goals. They set goals that are something like, I want to hit 400 in baseball. I want to hit 10 home runs in baseball. I want to do 36 transactions. I want to do 10 million in volume, or I want to do 20 million in volume, or I want to have 500 agents, or I want, right? So, but the thing about it is, how much control do you have over the results? Like how much control do you have over 36 transactions in a year? The answer is none. None. You have no control over how many transactions you do in a year. You don't. What do you have control over? Listen, this lesson is a life changer. I don't even set results-based goals. I set activity goals. Activity goals are, think about the cause in cause and effect. All right. What causes the 36 transactions to happen? So I would have to go, okay, what caused my transactions to happen last year? Right. So I'm going to look at, open house. Oh, looks like referral from Dave. Oh, it looks like a sphere of influence, friend of mine who sold their house. Okay. So now we're going to do the things we did there. We're going to hold more open houses. We're going to talk more to Dave, and we are going to do more stuff for our sphere. And guess what? That's where we get into the power of achieving, go from goal setter to goal getter. Here's how you become a goal getter, is you set activity goals. What's the activity that you're going to do to get the result that you want? Notice you have control over this. It's a priority because it becomes the focus of your daily activity, and it's prioritized at the beginning of each day. It also has energy because you have energy for the activity. You have control. I mean, there's nothing more debilitating than having a goal for 36 transactions and you're setting at 5 at the end of April. And you're like, I'm not going to make my goal. Well, it's like, okay, don't worry about your goal. Worry about the activities that typically produces those type of results. It also gives you a direction, specific and concrete. So let's go into a couple examples here. Activities goals versus results goals, right? And just so you know, it doesn't matter what you want to do in a year. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what you want to do in a quarter. It doesn't matter what you want to do in a month or in a week. What really matters is what you do daily. So it's not about the results. It's about what are you going to do daily to generate what you want. So take what you want to achieve in a year, break it into 36 to get correlate. So I want to do 36 transactions. Okay. Break it into 4. So that's 9 every quarter. All right. Then break that into 3 to get monthly. So I need to do 3 a month, and then break that into 4 to get weekly. All right. So that's not quite 1 a week to get, and look at this, like not quite 1 a week, and then break that down by 30. Actually, it would be break the previous number into 30. And that is what you need to do daily. So if you need to do 3 transactions in a month, that's 1 every 10 days. So you got to, I mean, if you think about it, it's like, that's 1 every 10 days. Like, you can't tell me that you're not going to have enough conversations in 10 days to get 1 transaction, to get 1 referral, to get 1 lead, to convert 1 lead. So here's the thing. Until you define what you need to do daily, you are just spinning your wheel. So the way to think about it to yourself is, what is the thing that I need to do daily to achieve my goal? Success is not a goal. Success is a habit. You are your habits. Establish good daily habits. So for example, here's some good habits. Working out is a good habit. Eating right is a good habit. Or not ordering out is a good habit. Connecting people is a good habit. Reading, affirmations, meditation, or breathing techniques, phone calls, good habit. Sleep times or a dim time, great habit. Wake up times. What if I told you that if you want some consistency in your life to be happier and healthier, and you could lose weight simply with 1 change, what would it be? Go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day. Try it. Try it for a week and prove me wrong. Show me that I'm wrong. Go to bed at 10, get up at 6 or 7, whatever it is, and just do it for 1 week. Tell me how it goes. All right. Here's a good habit: brushing your teeth. Is that a good habit? Most of you do it. Most of you. I know not all of you do it, right? But here's the thing: brushing teeth. Why do you have that habit? Because your parents were all over you until you got it. And then you'd brush your teeth every night. When? Before you go to bed. Is that the ideal time to brush your teeth? Not necessarily. But why do you do it? Because you develop the habit of stacking it before you go to sleep. Right? So what we need to do is stack good habits on top of each other until our entire day is full of good habits. Am I there yet? Not quite. But I'm closer because I know this. All right. What will you do daily? Here, I believe this is the smartest business goal, right? So now we go from smart to smarter to smartest. And so the formula for the referral goal is, I will give twice as many referrals as I receive. In 2021, this is a great yearly goal, by the way. I will give 100 referrals and receive 50 referrals. Would that help you? If you were setting a goal of 36 transactions, if you got 50 referrals, you would probably close 36 transactions. Pretty good numbers there. Now, it's a really good goal. My weekly referral goal is to give 10 referrals and receive 5 referrals. You can share that goal. You could tell people that goal, and they won't think that you're a butthead. They will love that goal. Now, the goal that I think is awesome, like this is Michael Maher's goal. This was my goal in my business every freaking day. And I lived it. I breathed it. I knew what the effect of this goal would do for my life, for my business, for my family, for my kids. My daily referral goal is to give 2 referrals and receive 1 referral. Every day I'm going to give 2 referrals. Every day I'm connecting people. I'm connecting at least a couple of people, right? I believe that's the smartest business goal. My daily referral goal is to give 2 referrals and receive 1 referral. Every day, if you're given 2 referrals, you've earned them. You'll earn referrals. Just so you know, I've talked a lot in the last 55 minutes or 54 minutes. Here's the thing. Nevin Hollett, who is an agent out of the Northeast, he took all of what I said here and he took one thing. He took this right here, my daily referral. He posted on Facebook every Monday at 9 a.m. That's all he did. The only difference that he made in his business was he said, I'm going to post every Monday at 9 a.m. my daily referral goal, and then I'm going to keep track on that strand, and I'm going to comment back and forth. So anybody that comments, then I'm going to get with them, right? 26 referrals just tracked to sharing his daily referral goal. 26. Now you might think, well, that's not very many, 26 in a year, but it's like the only difference he made was posting on Facebook at 9 a.m. on Monday, his daily referral goal and his weekly referral goal. One change, 26 referrals. How much did it cost him? Zero. How much did it earn him? Still earning him every year. So set your goal by writing it down and owning it. Share it with those likely to help you and support you, and you will own it even more powerfully. Track it. Find somewhere to track your goal. Whiteboard, Excel, Facebook, video. I don't care where you track it. Tweak it. It's your goal. Adjust as necessary. So kind of your action items are set goals, set smart goals. If you really want to go above and beyond, set smarter goals. Make sure you are setting activity goals. Decide what you are going to do daily, and then set the smartest goal, which is a referral goal. Set, share, track, and then make sure you tweak your goals if you need to. But here we are with that guy again. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. And I want to just share a quote or something from that's been big for me. Is so health is a priority for me, right? And last year health went out the window. Like I ate more in 2020 than I have ever. And I was just like, what do I got to do to get things back in place? And I boiled it down to 20 minutes of elliptical. I have an elliptical in my house. No excuses. It's in my house. 20 minutes. There's always 20 minutes. There's always 20 minutes. So guess what? For 2021, I've been on the elliptical every day for 20 minutes. Some days suck. I'm just telling you right now. Some days are awesome. I'm like on a high for 20 minutes and I don't want the time to end. But what I'm going to do every day for 2021 is get on the elliptical. So what has happened? My confidence is up. My energy is up because I'm doing it every day, never missing a day. And here's the other thing. My wife said yesterday, she goes, Michael, I've noticed that you've lost weight. And it's like, I haven't noticed. I mean, I was just like, I'm scared to go weigh myself, right? Because of what it could say, but it's already noticeable. And all I'm doing is 20 minutes of elliptical today. That's my one thing. That's my thing that is a non-negotiable, going to be done every day. I cannot delegate, right? You cannot delegate. You can delegate meal planning. You can delegate meal preparation, meal cooking. You can delegate almost everything. You cannot delegate your health. And so that just shows you an example of, I didn't say I wanted to lose 50 pounds this year, or I want to lose 50 pounds by whatever, 10 pounds a month or whatever it is. I set my goal on a daily activity goal, my daily activity goal. So for you, figure out what is that minimum effective dose that gets you what you want. 20 minutes of elliptical is my minimum effective dose to get me going towards the way I want to go health-wise. Now, intermittent fasting, keto, all of the stuff but the first thing is to establish a base of keeping the promise that you give to yourself, right? So keeping your promises that you had yourself. Now, questions. What here's the thing. Put in the chat window, what is your biggest aha from this session? And remember, at joingengen.com, joingengen.com, you can join our Facebook group. There is a filter. We don't just let everybody in. I am going to be sharing 2 goal setting worksheets that we use within Referco. So and it's also, a lot of it is notes from our session today. I apologize about my voice. I had a long session yesterday, and I'm still paying the price of it a little bit. So I'm doing the best I can with the voice.
I see you have a Kansas City Cup, and you're in ATL now, right?
That is correct. So yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm in Atlanta. I'm also a Falcons fan and always have been, which is very interesting. But yeah, we're definitely diehard Chiefs fans, and won a nail biter this week. So it's good stuff. But I think the big thing is if you have a aha, put it in the chat window. If you have a question, put it in the Q&A, and I will answer those questions. We've got about 5 minutes left. And Ryan, any overarching thoughts or anything like that? I really want to thank you for putting this together, donating to a worthy charity as well, to make this possible. And for those of you that don't know Ryan Finch, First Class Real Estate, had 11 franchises a year ago, 40 franchises, more than doubled, almost tripled, actually over tripled the number of franchises, and tripled the number of agents from 200 to 600. So if you're new to the First Class Real Estate, contact Ryan and his team to see what they can offer you. So.
Thanks. Ryan, it's funny. Yeah. I have both of your books. I have them both in front of me, because I've read them, and I buy them and hand them out. I think I actually got an award because Amazon thought that I bought the most about a book. You remember when you first wrote it, I emailed you and I said, I need to buy a bulk. You're like, that's just too much of a pain. Order them online. So I went in and I ordered them online because I was getting them too often. And I get it. You're like, I don't want to mess with that distribution, but yeah, no, they're good. They're game changers. I gave out your book to an agent one time. I was trying to attract our company, and I gave the book. He said, I learned more from this book you just handed me. Why didn't my brokerage hand me that book? And so, and that it stuck with me like ever since that, that time with that, it was that impactful to them. I thought maybe it was just me, but so anyway, they're good. That miracle morning, you get that time. Anyway, I'll let you go. You got questions to answer, I guess.
No, yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, you've been so great at spreading the word. And I wrote the book just to help the profession. And what's interesting is I was a little bit ahead of my time with the generosity generation and everything that was going on. It came out in 2010. Well, 2020 was like a switch flipped in 2020 when it comes to the 7L system. We have never been busier than we were in 2020 going into 2021 with people who are interested in our system. Why? Because the cold calling, there's a lot of method. Door knocking you just couldn't do, So it's one of those where, this kinder, gentler, and yet more productive way, one that doesn't just feed your family, it also feeds your soul, that you can do it every day and laugh and smile and feel good about yourself because you're doing it. That's a great system. And that's the beauty of this. People want to build their business based on love, generosity, and appreciation. So,
when we first read the book, we actually took the communication period, made a graphic of it, and like created the picture, and then we made we did that, and then we put a poster of it in the office. So that was good. And it's funny. I read Go Giver. I think you actually mentioned that one in there too. But the Go Giver is really good, being that connector. And I almost have a line, if a contractor or something, I get on the phone with them, they're like, what are you up to? I'm like, just trying to figure out how to make you more money. Exactly. They love that line when I say it back to them. And because the more deals we do, the more things we do, the more, it's always the bigger your business grows, the more you're able to help them. And as you do those activities you're talking about, those things start growing, and you just kind of get a momentum, man. It's about getting that momentum. You touched on some of the stuff from Compound Effect when you were just going through your presentation. So, and I read all these books. So as you started doing it, you just formatted, you just took like 10 books and formatted it in this presentation and gave them all of this stuff in bite-sized deliverable pieces and took all they could from that. So you just saved them a ton of time with your hour of presentation. So I appreciate that.
Well, it's my pleasure. And what I mean, you're exactly right, is what I've read a lot. I've read over 2,500 business books. And the joy of it is, here's the thing. I don't just read them and repeat, right? What I do is I read them, devour them, implement all of it, and then I throw away the stuff that really doesn't work.
That's
and
right.
I keep the pieces that are life-changing, mine, all, that kind of thing. And so that's the beauty of this, is it's kind of gone through my filter of 1,000 implementations. And it's like, all right, here's the keepable stuff. Here's the stuff I think, really worked for me, and hopefully it helps and works for them. So that's it.
And Melody asked, so this is available for replay. You say you recorded it. Is it something I could get and then email out to our group for anybody that missed or anything like that?
100%. And once again, I'll put the notes and the goal setting worksheets in Join GenGen in the files. I'll do that right after. It'd probably take me an hour to do that. Notice I said an hour and not 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get those over there, and then they can download kind of the corresponding notes and worksheets at joingengen.com, so they can watch the replay and then get the information and catch right up.
All right. One last question I have for you. Is there anything we can do for you?
Referrals. The answer always is referrals. I'm always looking to speak. I love doing events like this. This has been my last 6 months, is brokerage level and company level trainings where I can help a lot of people at one time. And then what we've discovered is there are a few who want even more help. And we have other ways that we can help them with our 30-day challenge courses or coaching or whatever else we do. But the answer is referrals, right? And I think everybody should note what my answer was to his question. First of all, Ryan, that is a question that is consistent with really successful people. And the question is, how can I help you, or what can I do for you? And the answer is referrals. I hope everybody answers that question this year. If any friend, any sphere of influence person, any affiliate says, what can I do for you? Your answer is referrals. And just see what their reaction is. Their reaction is going to be, well, who are you looking for? What are you looking for? What do you want to do? So answer referrals, and then you can hone and craft your answer based on who you're talking to. Like Ryan knows a lot of brokers. Ryan knows a lot of owners. Ryan knows a lot of people in real estate. So, maybe he's got somebody who could do a similar session like this.
One of the questions on here, where do we sign up for private training with you and or your company?
So go to joingengen.com and you'll find more information there. I really appreciate that question, and we're here to help. So we've got quite a few options. It's going to be more about like, what is the perfect answer for them versus me just saying coaching, right? So it may be something different than coaching, right? Lisa has our battle plan 2020, battle plan 2020, the best battle planner ever, right, Lisa? I love my planner.
You have some rock stars on here that have done, like Laura was I think it was over 15 million this year. Lisa is in everything. She devours all kinds of information and puts them in. So I've always loved that about her. So
I love it. Well, you follow the leader, right? Follow the strength and follow the influence. And bottom line is I hope this stuff helps. I hope this information, I will tell you that my life changed when I quit setting results-based goals and went to activities-based goals. When I went to do the elliptical, what is the thing I need to do versus what are the results that I want? And that was that's a game changer. So a life changer for me. So,
Yep.
All right, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Everybody, I just do it now. I think the biggest thing is that, if you can look at life, right, you need to look at it as like an upward spiral, like a spiral staircase, and look at it with like this upward spiral staircase has steps on it. The first step on the upward spiral, it's called a stairway to heaven, right? So the first step has an L on it, and the L is for learn. That is the first step. You took it today. But now you need to take the second step. The second step has an I on it, and the I is for implement. You need to implement what you just learned at. Learning without implementation is just entertainment. I know I'm not that entertaining, so hopefully what you learned, you can implement. Now, the third step has an F on it. Yes, we're spelling life. The third step has F on it, and the F is for fail. That's right. What you implement, you are going to fail at. You're not going to do it perfectly. Thank God, there's room for growth, but you're going to fail. Remember, fail stands for first attempt in learning. So it's your first attempt in learning. It's okay. And then the E is the fourth step, and the E is for evaluate. What we need to do is look at what we learned, what we implemented, what we failed at, and ask ourselves, does it help us achieve our goals? Does it align with our values? Does it feel good? If it felt good and it aligns with your goals, it helps you get more of what you want, then guess what? You need to do more of it. You need to take the fifth step. And the fifth step has L on it, and that L is for learn. Learn some more. You notice you're learning at a higher level. You're now on the fifth step. The sixth step is I for implement, but you're implementing at a higher level. F is that next step, and F is for failing, but you're failing at a higher level. And then you can evaluate at a higher level, and then you learn, implement, fail, evaluate, learn, implement, fail, evaluate, all the way to the top of this upward spiral staircase on the upward spiral of life. We don't want to get on the downward spiral of life. We want to be on the upward spiral of life, that stairway of growth, and learn, implement, fail, evaluate. You learn today, hopefully you go implement.
That's great stuff. All right. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, guys. If y'all can do me a favor, if you go on our First Class Mastermind page and let me know if there's anyone else you can think of that we could reach out to and do something like this, and as well encourage others to join in on these things, especially if you took something away from here, so that they can join in and grow some knowledge. And then I'll put this link when he sends it up there. And obviously, if you promote it, then they're going to watch it and they're going to get something. If I put it up and there's no engagement, then they're going to kind of think that it was boring. So hopefully they don't, and you do that, and you'll be helping them and us as well. So thanks y'all for coming, and thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ryan Finch and First Class Real Estate, for providing the Smarter Goals session. Hopefully this helps you go from goal setter to goal getter. Have a great one, everybody.